And take 3. What is up, Flosstube? Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch and a little bit about my life. My name is Haley. I am the Brigham House Stitcher. And welcome. Welcome to my channel. I need to come up with an intro. Okay, I'm not very good at them. Let's see what's going on. I just got back from a 4-day trip to my home state of Washington. It was a very quick trip. It just felt like one giant long day. Barely slept the whole time, and so I don't know if you can see the bags under my eyes or anything like that, or I'm a little low energy, that's why. But I wanted to get on here and I wanted to do my Flosstube because it is my 1-year anniversary of being on Flosstube. I'm very excited about that, and I have a crazy idea to celebrate or commemorate. This is take 3, so my piles are a little messed up, but I just wanted to say thank you to anybody who's liked, commented, subscribed. Thank you so much. Thank you to anyone who's given me advice in the comments. Really helps a lot. I really do read the comments, and I'm grateful for any morsel of, experience that you guys can lend to me. I really do appreciate it. With my 1-year anniversary on Flosstube, I went back and I watched my first video, and 2 things stood out to me. One, I had a really cute haircut. It was super cute. And I'm not loving the length that my hair is now. This is usually how I wear it because I just can't stand the length that it is now. And then the second thing is that I still have one whip that's still in progress from that first video. And I've been thinking about like maybe pulling it out and working on it again. For some reason, I can't let it go. Like through the year, I've talked about it at different points in time, and I've thought about, giving it to somebody who will finish it, or just, putting it away forever. But then I pulled it out and I looked at it and I can't let it go. It is the Visit Argonaut. This is like the second thing I started stitching. Look at how close he is. I mean, I was still learning in all of this because I've talked about it before, but all the stitches are going opposite to how I stitch now. And it's stitched 4/1 on a 14 count Aida. So I had started stitching 4/1 because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I got up to the sky and I was like, I did the clouds 4/1. And then I was like, what if I did the sky 2/1 to make the clouds pop out? And then as I'm stitching it, I'm like, that's so much easier. And then I couldn't go back to 4/1, and I set it down and I didn't pick it up again. But I'm thinking, what if I did? What if I did pick it up again and I just didn't care? Right? I just stitch how I stitch now. Stitch it in the opposite direction and stitch it 2/1. And then he'd be finished. I mean, he's so close. And I know so much more about stitching and following patterns now. I mean, I just can't let him go. So, that's one of the things I've been thinking about, is possibly finishing him. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. We're hoping. Okay. So that's one of the things I've been thinking about with my 1-year anniversary. The other thing has to do with the wall behind me. We'll talk about that later. But I have 2 finishes. I have 2 new starts. And I have the regular whips. And I have some haul. So let's start with the finishes. The first one is the Statehood Splendor Series Washington. in the last video, I had just started this one. This is where I was at. I just started on the A. And in that video, I had talked about how it's supposed to be stitched on a 36 count. And I bought a 32 count by mistake, so I thought the stitch would be bigger. But I just didn't read the instructions on the back all that well. So it did end up being 3 by 3 exactly. And I put it on a 6 by 6 piece of cloth, and then I cut out all the cloth I'm going to need for all 50 states. So there's my first Statehood Splendor finish. I did a DMC. I didn't do the conversion, but I'm using the DMC conversion. And I think it looks good. I love it. I was so happy when I finished this. I think it's so cute, and I can't wait to do more. I just can't wait to do more. I can't wait to do the quilt. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. So that's finish number 1. This is 1 down, 49 to go. Which we can totally do. Totally do. Okay. Second finish is like a partial finish. Okay. It is History Witches by the Little Stitcher. I started this August 4th, 2025. It's on a 32 count linen, no name. Stitching it with DMC 2/1. This is what it's supposed to look like, but I'm blending History Witches 1 and 2. So it'll be History Witches 1, and then 2 will be below it. But all I wanted to do was finish this one before Halloween. So this is where she was the last time you saw her. And I worked real hard to get her finished. Like, there was a lot of fill-in. So, there we go. Her name is Alice Keitler. And I believe her story is that she's the only witch to be convicted of witchcraft, but escaped. She was supposed to be burned at the stake, but she escaped. So, and now her nameplate is supposed to be filled in with white, and then the letters are supposed to be backstitched in black. I didn't want to fill it in. Okay, I had just filled in her whole apron part there, and I was like, I'm done with filling. We're gonna do it this way. So that's how I'm gonna do all of them, which I think looks perfectly fine. Okay. Anyways, I finished her before Halloween, so it's not a full finish, but I'm counting it. And she's so pretty. And she's got her name, and she's got her date and location, and yeah, she's done. And I'm happy about that, because after last video, I kind of got burnt out on Halloween. Yeah, I got burnt out on Halloween. I started really early. This one I started in August. Some I started in June. I don't know. But I started early on Halloween, and then I got burnt out on Halloween, and I didn't want to stitch on it anymore. So I have put away Trick or Treat, Samhain Queen, which we just done with her. Okay, what I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to unpick her and the owl and the bat that's there. I'm going to unpick that, and I'm going to keep the frame, and I'm just going to use that frame for some other pattern, because she put out the last piece today, and the whole, it's just images stuck around the page. I didn't like it. And somebody commented in the last video that, oh, looks like you're learning about different designers and how not all of them are created equal. And I'm like, yeah, definitely learning that. So that's what's going to happen with that. So I'm putting that away. I'm putting Trick or Treat away. I'm putting Sleepy Hollow away. We're taking a break from Halloween. We're done with Halloween, okay? We're done with Halloween. It's November. We're done. Okay. New starts? Yes, sir. Let's see. Okay, let's do It's a Wonderful Life. It's by Ars Onirika. I started it October 22nd, and it's on Cashel Linen Smoky Pearl. It's a 28 count. I'm stitching it with DMC 310 2/2. This is going to be my Trick or Treat replacement because it's just one color. So definitely not going to get this done before Christmas. You know, not going to happen, but it's a Christmas stitch and I've enjoyed it so far. And I'm leaving it in the hoop. Okay. This is where we're at. This is part of the W for wonderful. So it's going to be pretty big. I hope I didn't miscalculate the fabric size again. Anyways, got some houses and some fences and a snowflake and the beginning of W for wonderful. So maybe I'll work on the words. Now that I've got to this point, maybe I'll just work on the words and see how far it takes me to make sure that I didn't miscalculate the fabric size. Anyways, there's that. That's new start number 1. New start number 2 is from the Statehood Splendor series, Virginia. I'm doing all the states with the DMC conversion because if I'm doing 50 of them and they're $5 a pop, I'm going to stick with DMC. Okay. By the way, Hobby Lobby raised their prices on DMC. It used to be like 50 some cents. Now it's 60 some cents. Not a fan of that, but what are you going to do? Anyways, I worked on it at the airport a couple of times. So here is where I'm at. I'm a little intimidated by the dark part of the mountain. Just a little intimidated. But, I mean, it's more than halfway done, right? Right. So, that's new start number 2. Okay. Whips. Let's do haul and then whips. But I'm going to get some lotion because my hands are driving me crazy when I touch things. So, pause. Okay, so when I went to Washington, I flew into Pasco, which is part of the Tri-Cities, Richland, Kennewick, Pasco. And I looked up cross-stitch stores near Pasco Airport. And there was one. And I was like, how far is that? It turns out to be 15 minutes from the airport. Yeah, 15 minutes from the airport. So I called up my mom, who was picking me up from the airport, and I said, hey, Mom, did you know that there's a cross-stitch store 15 minutes from the airport? And she goes, no, I did not. And I go, isn't that interesting? And she goes, very interesting. I'm like, can we go? And she's like, yes, I suppose we can go. So we went, and it's called the Needful Needlecrafts. Needful Needlecrafts, I believe. Needful Needlecrafts in Richland, Washington. Okay, so we got there and it wasn't open because apparently she has 2 jobs. And so we had to wait a second, but my mom's like, we've got to go pick up your sister from work, so we can't stay very long. I was like, Lady, please, I don't get to go to a cross-stitch store that often. So anyways, we went in, and on one side of the room was basically just floss. The entire, like, this half of the room was floss, and then in the middle was patterns scattered out and a work table, and she had fancy ladies up on the wall, mirabilia. I don't know if any of them were Bella Filipina, but fancy ladies up on the wall, very intimidating. And so I got some floss that I needed for the Statehood Splendor series, but I also got some patterns, okay, by the Drawn Thread. Apparently they're my new favorite, or they just do houses, and that's my favorite. So this one is Simple Samplers, Simply Autumn. And then on the back it has all of the things together, and I was like, oh, that'd be super cute to stitch it that way, but I wouldn't want 4 alphabets. I would just do the houses. So I got that one, and that's the DMC I needed. I just kept it in there for safekeeping, because in Washington you have to pay for bags. Yeah, that's right, you have to pay for bags. What kind of garbage is that? There's No Place Like Home by the Drawn Thread. Little houses, how could I resist? Super cute. And then this is Halloween. I know, I'm done stitching Halloween, but I saw this and I was like, I want it. It's super cute. So I got those 3 patterns, and then as we were checking out by the register, I saw the most gorgeous piece of fabric I'd ever seen. And I was like, oh, it's beautiful, but it's $60. And the lady's like, well, I have a smaller one here for $30. I was like, lady, you are tempting me. You are tempting me. Do you see that? It's Plum Hollow by Fiberlicious. It's a 32 count Belfast linen. It's 26 by 17. It's a fat quarter for $30. And it's coming up more bright. There we go. That's a more true color. That's like super bright. That's not accurate. That's accurate. Yeah, that's right. I had to. Did I have to? I had to. I had to. Look at it. Look at it. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Of course you would. Anyways. So I grabbed that, and then I saw another piece of beautiful fabric, and I was like, oh, well, it's only $26, so I might as well get that. It's a 32 count Lugana overdyed Inferno, 14 by 25. It's, there we go. That's a better representation. Very pretty. Very pretty. Okay, and then I saw this one. It's a Bestitch Me Tree Hugger 32 count Lugana. This was $15. I couldn't say no. Anyways, I ended up spending like $120. Don't tell anyone. My mom's like, you've got a very expensive hobby. I'm like, you're telling me. I'm the one spending all my money on it, lady. Okay, so that's my haul from Washington. There wasn't really like a ton of, they had a bunch of Mill Hill kits, and I see everybody talking about them and doing them, and I looked at them, but none of them struck my fancy, so I didn't buy any of them. Okay, shall we get into whips, and then we'll get into the craziness. Indeed. Okay. First one on the docket is House Advent Calendar by Lotus Lake Stitching. I started this October 4th. It's on Newcastle in the color Natural Raw DMC 1/2. It's a 40 count. We had a conversation about this last video, and I made some decisions after that. Everybody's like, you have to do 1/2 on 40 count. Anything else is just too much. And you're right. Okay, you're right. But for the border, I'm doing a 10 stitch. 2/2. Okay, that's what I came up with. So this is what it's going to look like. No way I'm going to finish this by Christmas, but it's a fun Christmas stitch. And I love little houses. It's so cute. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And for some reason, the picture wouldn't print out any bigger than that. That's where I was last time. Just that one square and a little bit, because I had done 1/2, I had done 2/2, and I had done a 10 stitch because I was trying to decide what to do. So that's where it was last time. Very meager beginnings. But I took it to work. It was my work stitch. And here's where I'm at now. Oh, you can barely see it, but that's okay. These numbers are in the wrong spot. So pay no attention to those. I have to pick them out. But I've done the border in a half cross, a 10 stitch, if it would focus. And I think it looks good. But then the numbers, which don't belong here, I have done 1/2. This is why people have boards to show their stuff. But I don't have a board. So anyways, and then while I was in Washington, I only worked on it a little bit, but I got those vines down there at the bottom. This is done 1/2, and boy, howdy, is it small. You cannot work on this in the airport. You need lighting, good lighting, to see those tiny little stitches. So I've made excellent progress on the border with the 10 stitch, and now I'm just gonna fill in where I want to. I'm gonna do the numbers next, so I know, where the houses are, because I put in that 15 and that 21, and they are in the wrong spot. So there we go. Good progress on that. Happy with that. Okay, next is one that we didn't see last time, The Governor's Palace by Ceil Humphreys. Started November 28th, 2024. It's been a year. It was a kit I picked up in Williamsburg, Virginia. This is what it's going to look like. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is where it is now. What are you talking about, Haley? Where are your stitches? It still looks the same. It's in the driveway. Always the driveway. I finished the stitches going one way. So I just have to finish the stitches going the other way, and the driveway will be basically done. I'm going back to Williamsburg next year. March to May. Haven't picked a date yet. And I'm debating on whether I want to finish this there or if I just want to stitch on it there. So, I mean, it's better than no stitches at all, because last time there were no stitches done on this at all. Okay, next was another one that wasn't seen last time. Primitive Months of the Year Village by NARAxStitchPatterns on Etsy. Started May 2024. It's a 16 count Zweigart Ada gridded DMC 2/1. This is what it's going to look like. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. Bringing close on what are we? September? Goodness gracious. So September is what we've been working on. And here is where we are now. Haley, what are you talking about? I don't see your stitches. I know. That's because very little was done. This gray here on the side of the house. That's what I did. I know, blow your socks off, right? I got a lot done on that. It's better than no stitches, which is what it was last time. Okay, next is the big one, Let Freedom Ring by Lila Studio. Started January 4th. It's on a 28 count Lugana in the color Vintage Mocha. DMC and Classic Colorwork, stitch 2/2. This is what it's going to look like. This is what it looked like last time. So last time we were at 16,263 stitches out of 35,726. This time we are at 17,306 stitches. We are at 48.44% done. We are so close to 50%. We are so close. Okay, so here is where we are now. And hopefully we don't say again, Haley, where are your stitches? Haley, where are your stitches? They're down here. Okay, these two trees are done, and then these blue stars here, and then part of the roof here. Those are my stitches. We are so close to 50%. So stinking close. Oh, I can taste it and I love it. Okay, so in my little cross stitch planner here, I write down where I'm supposed to be on my stitches. Okay, so not tomorrow, but the next, no. This is the old count. Isn't this the old count? This is the old count, so I don't know what the new count is. But last Saturday, I was supposed to be at 17,151, so I'm 200 stitches ahead. So that's good. I've got to put down the new stitch count on my calendar. I just made it today. So I've got to put my stuff down and put it in there. I made it right before the video. Okay. So those are my whips. Now, anniversary craziness. I was like, what am I going to do to commemorate my 1-year anniversary? Well, I thought about it, and I'm thinking new starts. That's what I'm thinking. This is water, if you're wondering. Dasani. Okay. So I had laid out my patterns on the floor before my trip to Shepherd's Bush, and I really enjoyed seeing them every single day because they were on my floor, and I I just didn't pick them up. So I enjoyed seeing them every single day, and I was like, okay, what do I need to get at Shepherd's Bush for these patterns so that I can start them? But what I enjoyed was seeing them. And so then after I went to Shepherd's Bush, I was like, I want to see the patterns that I bought, because if I see them, then I'll be like, oh, I want to start that. Oh, I want to work on that. So what I did was I then went through all my patterns and I picked the ones that I loved and I hung them up on my cross stitch wall. So now it's like a gallery of patterns, right? Okay. And then I was like, okay, what if for my crazy 1-year anniversary, what if I did 12 new starts? Okay, yeah, that's pretty normal, but like, you know, 1 new start a month, that's nothing too special. But what if I did 12 new starts before the next video and then 1 new start a month for the next year? So I would have 24 new starts this year, not counting the Statehood Splendor series. Those wouldn't count at all. So what I did was I was like, okay, well, if I do this, it has to be random. And I've got to see if I have all the stuff for the thing. So anyways, I put numbers 1 through 24 in a basket, and I assigned each of those patterns a number, and I drew 12, and those are the blue stickies. And I kind of like picked fabric for each one of those, and I was really, really excited about starting them. So I'm going to grab them. We're going to pause. I'm going to grab them, and we're going to talk about them because I'm really excited. Okay, so here are the 12 that were chosen at random, and I'm perfectly content with. Okay, should I do them in numerical order? I don't know. I don't think it really matters unless I stitch them in numerical order, right? Okay, so this is number 1. Strive for Joy by Ann Turner, the Proper Stitcher. This is number 1. Okay? Do I stitch them in numerical order, or do I just pick and stitch? Okay, so that's one that I have to start before next video. Then number 4, really happy about this one that got picked. Lessons in I'm not going to say it. Summer Schoolhouse, lesson number 1 by Brenda Gervais. Really, really happy that this one got picked. Really happy. Because I love it. So that was number 4. Number 5 is French Woolens by Plum Street Sampler. Also very happy with this one. See, this is what happens when you buy patterns you love and then you stare at them for a long time. You want to stitch them and you're not upset that they got called. That's number 5. Number 6 is Sampler Roll. I know I've been waiting to start this one. I even took this one on my trip because I was like, I wanna start something new. Didn't have time to. Way too busy. Way too tired. Okay, but this is number 6. Happy about that. Number 7, Humble Homestead Sampler by Karina Hiddle of Artful Offerings. Number 7. Number 10, Jamestown Settlement Cross Stitch Kit. Not upset with that. 11, Be Ye Thankful by the Cricket Collection. There we go. Now you can see it. 11, and then next would be 17, Stitch All the Things Quaker by Darlene Dion Designs. And I pulled some of my the Gentle Arts floss that I want to stitch it with. Okay. 19, Butternut Road, designs by Marilyn Levitt, emblem rose sampler. I'm excited about this one. I bought 2 of these beautiful things and I've been intimidated to start them, but it's on the call. So, all right, 22, Summer Schoolhouse by Brenda Gervais, lesson number 4. And then 23 is Jenny Bean and Friends. Jenny Bean Friendship Sampler. And 24, Christmas Quaker Primrose Cottage. So those are the 12 that I have to start before the next video. So basically I'm having a new start each day for the next 2 weeks, in crazy celebration of my 1-year anniversary. And then the rest of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 a month until my next anniversary. And they are, I don't have my glasses on. But there are other ones that I bought at Shepherd's Bush and some that I've had for a while. But I love all of them. So that's the plan, Stan. And I'm thinking that I do the new start December 1st. So the 1st of each month, I would do the new start. That's my crazy, crazy plan. And I think I kind of love it. Like a lot. So I'm wondering if I stitch them in order or if I just stitch what I want. I don't know. But I did buy bags from Amazon to keep them in because there's no way my sister's going to stitch me 24 bags. Sew me 24 bags in the next, even 12 bags in the next week. She's not crazy like me. So maybe I pick it random. What do you think? Random or in numerical order? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I start one tonight while I upload this. Because I'm crazy. Crazy. You know, you gotta have fun, okay? What's the point of living if you don't have fun? I can't open it. Okay. There we go. Okay, is that all my stuff I had? I think that's all my stuff I had. Yeah. We're retiring the Halloween projects. We're moving into Christmas and our 12 new starts. So that's exciting. Okay. Those are my plans for the future. I think I should stop doing what I'm doing and end the video. And then go to bed because I'm tired. Legit. Had to wake up at 4 a.m. for both of my flights. And then I slept on my mother's couch for 3 days. I need to go to bed. So I will end the video here. Thank you once again for being a part of my 1 year on Flosstube, for lending me your advice, for lending me your encouragement, giving me encouragement. You're not lending it to me, you give it to me. Thank you so much. And thank you for letting me be a part of Flosstube. I really love it here. I love everything about it. Okay. I have gotten off of my 40-day media fast, so I have been watching Flosstube again. And I'm trying to find the ones that really, like, speak to me. I watched 2. I downloaded some because the airplane Wi-Fi never works for me. So I downloaded some. I just was like, okay, download this without knowing who or what they were. And I watched them on the plane. And if I could sleep on the plane, they would have put me to sleep. So I really got to find the ones that speak to me. But I love Flosstube and I love being here and I love you guys. So thank you so much, and we will see you next video with my 12 new starts. Okay, bye.